posting a sign. She's allowed to post a sign. The epicenter where the breakout was. It's like, why was nobody on this tour calling out these Asians, calling out these Chinese people? Set off the coronavirus that started a whole outbreak that killed millions of people. They're going to tell lies, talking about the virus started in a wet market from some bats. You nasty, dirty-ass Chinese are starting viruses from bats, from wet markets, from bats. That didn't even make any sense. They making man-made viruses and releasing it out onto the world and killing people, trying to do bioterror, trying to start bioterrorism. And Magda Linette posted a picture calling the same place out. Is that posting a sign of a place where the whole epicenter, this actually affected these players' lives because the tour was suspended for about 5 months. So what them did over there and releasing that virus, that affected their lives. So we allowed to make fun of them and criticize them. And posting a sign, how posting a sign is racist. Listen, Rennae Stubbs, if your old washed up ass want to call out some racism, then why the hell was you at when Naomi Osaka was promoting that anti-white racist organization Black Lives Matter? Where was you at? Calling her out. So if you want to call out some racism when there was real players perpetuating real racism on tour, it was nowhere to be found. But then you want to come out and want to throw women under the bus. Once again, she's sitting on her ass up there criticizing women, throwing them under the bus, probably trying to bring some recognition to a bullshit ass podcast that nobody's listening to because no one cares about what women have to say, especially when it comes to sports. Holding up some chopsticks, how the hell is that racist? When she's playing in Asia right now. And traditionally, to eat Asian food, you use chopsticks. So if she was holding up a fork, it wouldn't have been racist. That's what I'm talking about. These fake outraging tennis fans, or in this case, this washed up old ass tennis players trying to remain relevant by throwing women under the bus. And these are legends of the women's sports culture that are committing the ultimate cardinal sin of the women's sports culture is criticizing and throwing other women under the bus. Well, Paula Badosa, I never liked her anyway, so I could care less about what she does. But Magda Linette, I've been watching her casually for years. I'm black, I'm American, and I still support her. Because posting a sign is not racist. So fake outraging ass. No, she probably exposing her own racism. Anybody that want to call out racism, they're exposing their own selves as being racist. Because, it takes a racist to know a racist, right? To see something that's racist. Something as simple as posting a sign and holding up chopsticks while being in Asia. It just looked like Rennae Stubbs is telling on herself right now. And then she posted a picture of herself wearing a black shirt with traditional Japanese letters on it. But I can make the same racist claims against her. But like, you're not Asian. You're wearing a shirt with Asian letters on it. That's racist. And she's wearing an all black shirt with those Japanese letters on it too. Oh, that's really racist. Rennae Stubbs, you see how stupid it is to find racism and stuff that's not even racist? Look, I just did it to her sorry ass. And these Asians need to be called out for that coronavirus. WTA is not because they want that Chinese money. These black tennis fans, they try to do the same stuff to me on my channel, calling me racist when I criticize Corey Goff or any of those other black players on tour. Meanwhile, when I criticize other races of players, most notably players like Asla Trash Can Semyonovich, I don't have a whole group of white people coming over here calling me racist. Because the group of people who see racism everywhere, they're the ones that usually the racist, and they're the ones that make everything about race. So Rennae Stubbs needs to use her little vanity project podcast and call out real issues within women's tennis, like players setting women's tennis all the way back to 1973. Like I did a video about that stupid ass player Diane Perry complaining about the crowd that's coming up to support women's tennis, that's coming up there to support the women's sports culture. Meanwhile, Rennae Stubbs, who played in the sports culture professionally, so she should know how women's sports are taking a hit. People talking about how women's sports are boring, it's inferior, no one's not showing up to women's sporting events, nobody's not supporting women's sports, and you got a dumbass tennis player out here complaining about crowds that's coming to support women's sports. This younger generation of players that's setting back women's tennis, these are the players that need to be called out, not a player that's holding up chopsticks and a player that's posting about a sign.